Yo, what's up, guys? I'm bringing you a Magicka Nightblade tank build for the 1 Tamriel update. So let's get right into it. First things first, we're an Argonian Nightblade, obviously. 64 points in a Magicka, and unbuffed, you have 30k Magicka, 32k health, 23k stam, 13k Magicka recovery, low spell damage for a tank, 22k spell resist, and 2.4 crit resist. On our back bar, just have 2.5 extra spell damage, and the stats are a little worse, as I'll show you later. Now, the gear we're using is 2 Pirate Skeleton. What this set does is when you take damage, you have a 6% chance to transform into a skeleton and gain major protection and minor defile. So you reduce your damage taken by 30 and reduce your healing received by 15, and that hurts, but the major protection is very, very nice. So it's worth it. And we have 5-piece Black Rose. If you get everything impenetrable, try, but I have divines on these, so the 5-piece Black Rose impenetrable. Try to get charismatic enchants on all of them. It just gives us more magic and stamina back from Constitution passive. Then we have 3 Armor of the Trainee. What this does is adds stamina, magicka, health, and then 2,500 of each. Yeah. Then we have a Maelstrom Restoration Staff on the back bar. Because we use regeneration and the magicka that comes back is nice. Plus the defending, very helpful. Ideally you'd want Impen on the shield and either sharpened or defending on the sword. Now let me show you the buff stats. Like this. 27k resist, almost maxed out on our back bar, and decent magicka recovery with a heavy build. And yes, let me show you now my skills. So the first ability is Sap Essence. Then Lotus Fan for Gap Closer. Obviously this build isn't DPS, but Gap Closers are helpful. Then we have Mass Hysteria. Obviously serves multiple purposes. This is a PvE/PvP build. You can use it for either. And what's nice about this is if you're being surrounded, you're about to die, you can hit Mass Hysteria, obviously fear everybody, slow them, and then cause them to have minor main. So if you take the reduced damage by 15, add to major protection, they're doing 45% less damage just from debuffs alone. We have Absorb Magic. It absorbs damage and heals us back. While slotted, we have block increase, or the amount of can block by 8% and the cost of blocking by 8. Then we have Siphoning Attacks, obviously to get our magic and stand back. Then we have Soul Tether. It does decent damage and it heals every second for 1400. On our back bar, we have Restoration Staff. We have Swallow Soul. This is for doing DPS. Extra heal, kind of like a taunt almost, so you if you're in PvP you just shoot people and they'll notice you. You also have minor vitality while slotted. And we have Mutagen, heals us over time, and we get low, it heals us a lot. So we're using Restoration Staff whenever it crits. We'll get Magicka back. And we have Movable Brute, and since we're in 7-piece heavy, Break Free costs 28% less, so break fees are very cheap. We have Double Take for dodge chance and speed, and Merciless Resolve. Yes, 8% damage done, and Bow, which could do some good burst damage. And then we have Life Giver. It's a new ability, Restoration Staff Ultimate. Heals us 7k per second for 5 seconds. You also get Regeneration cast instantly, Blessing of Protection, and Steadfast Ward at no cost. Very powerful. Now we're using the Crown Survivor's Elixir. What this does is gives us 8k health, health recovery, and here's this invisibility and stoppable. So nobody can see us. Now, since we're using the armor of the trainee, you have to stay on your front bar to have it active, so the point of this build is to never leave your front bar. Technically, it's best to enter the battle with your buffs, and then stay on your front bar as long as possible. You can pretty much perma-block while pressing Sap Essence, so you can second. Very powerful. This build technically isn't meant to kill people solo, but you could definitely kill a player. No problem. That's why it's nice. So I think, yeah, so the accessories, along with trainee, obviously, I have all healthy, get an arcane, and try putting magic recovery on all this. Champion points as follows: 80 into Arcanist and 20 into Shadow Ward, 50 into Blast and 50 into Elemental Expert, and 30 into Resistance and 35 and 35. Obviously, with more points, you spread it out better. So, with more points, you'd max out Arcanist, and then that's your points on Shadow Ward. You'd put pretty much, you try to max both these out, get as close as you can being maxed. Then you'd still keep 30, and then just try to max these out. Now let me show you the build in action. Obviously, this is PvP, not as doesn't show the same thing, but I'll show you the concepts. This could be like act like this is PvP, grab everybody's attention. Like this is better in a group, so you grab everyone's attention, and you buff yourself, and then you go into block, and then you can soul type. Bam! Now you're getting a ton of healing, and then you go to Sap Essence. Sap Essence will allow you to get your stamina and magicka back, allowing you to just continue, like just perma block, and it'll do great AoE damage. It heals you, and then siphoning attacks get you your stamina and magicka back. And since we're in Black Rose, our Constitution passive is giving us crazy 1,822 max magicka and stamina every time you're hit. So technically, it's like 900 extra magicka recovery, 900 extra stamina recovery. So it allows us to pretty much perma block with this build while still doing decent damage. Want to. So oh, by the way, I'm an Argonian. I'll leave that out. Some of your good choices are Argonian, Breton, and High Elf. I just picked Argonian. I think it's cool. It gives max magicka, max health, and healing done and healing received. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions about the build or anything I left out, just put it in the comments below. And thanks for watching, guys. Peace.